Well, now let me ask you how you changed your eating habits, and you tell me if this story is correct or if it's too personal. I don't want to. But when you were in medical school, as I understand it, you were still eating dairy, and there was a moment when you were on a plane, and even though your life was going well, even though you were accomplishing your dream of becoming a doctor, which is what you wanted to do, and you had a good family, and you were doing well in life, you were depressed. You were a depressed person. So much so that you had a moment on that plane where you wanted the plane to crash and to die. And you believe that was about your diet, at least partly. Tell me how much you think diet can affect our mood.
In my case, it could affect it a lot. Very, very. I do remember, and it's so true. That is a true story. I wanted that plane to crash because I literally didn't want to live. I lived with a debilitating pustular eczema. This is like, it looks literally like you have the herpes infection all over your skin, all over my body, and it was very, very itchy. The eczema was so bad that I had to take Benadryl to be able to sleep at night. I would have to put tubes and tubes of corticosteroids on my skin to stop itching. I was tired. I literally could not stay awake past 2 o'clock. I was exhausted. I would fall asleep during lecture. It was really affecting my quality of life. I had to drag myself everywhere. And it's like, it's no way to live. I was a disaster. My health was a disaster. I was overweight, didn't feel confident. And when I started my health journey and I started incorporating a plant-based diet in my life and avoided the dairy, which I was highly, highly allergic to dairy. I mean, it gave me the pustular eczema that I was telling you about. And I started working out, my life changed because suddenly I was excited about life. My mood changed to a point where I was like happy. I started taking pictures of myself, put myself on Instagram, started teaching other people, educating other people. Before that, I was not excited about life. I just basically was merely surviving. And then when I started taking care of my body is, is should be number one. If I can't take care of my body, how could I take care of other people and give back to other people or give back to society?
Right.
So when I went on taking care of my body, I went into thrive mode, not so much so that I was able to start taking care of other people and helping other people. And that was great. It just gave me so much hope and happiness.
So does yogurt get an asterisk? Yeah, because I've heard yogurt is like they sort of say, well, milk is bad, but yogurt to get or ماستم نمیتونیم بخوریم یا
Oh my
ماست
gosh, you
is
know what? That's
okay.
a good question. You know, I choose coconut yogurt and soy yogurt over cow's yogurt just because I think it's gross to drink cow's milk, honestly, and I think it's really gross. There's pus in there, like when they milk the breast of the cow, it's disgusting, it's dirty, there's bacteria, there's these factories, there's all kinds of poop around. When they milk the cow, there's like pus that comes out of the cow's breast because it's like infected because they're connected to machines constantly milking them. You couldn't get me to drink cow's milk or the products that are made out of cow's milk. I'd rather die. It's disgusting. It's the most disgusting thing on earth. So that's one factor. The other factor is that it's extreme. The dairy industry is one of the cruelest industries out there, and I mean, I think that if you're in the middle of Africa and all you can get is cow's milk, go for it. I mean, if you need to feed your kid who's malnutritioned and all you have is a pet cow that you can milk, do it. Okay, but in a country like the United States where there's no famine, where there's no like, it's not like soy milk and soy yogurt and coconut. Like there's this brand called So Delicious, and their yogurt is to die for. Like,
Yes.
why would I give that up to go drink cow's milk? I'm not, and thank God I can afford a yogurt that's a little bit more expensive. I have a Whole Foods and a Mother's Market next to me. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like nobody should eat yogurt from a cow. I just think that if you can afford it, if you're sophisticated enough to know the health benefits of it, and if you have access to a Whole Foods and a Mother's Market, by all means, I think it's a better choice. Does that make sense?